Hello friends, I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Crafting with Pat and More. Well, we are starting this video a day early. You're actually going to see this video on Wednesday, but we are starting out on Tuesday. And why is that? Because I have an update. For those of you that didn't watch the video last week, we started a little raccoon guy that's supposed to go on my coffee bar. I'm using air dried clay, and I have used this before. I used it to make these two little honeys. They have like water bottles on the inside and a little bit of foil on top of that. I used it to make this little honey. This is around a water bottle, and I didn't put any clay at the bottom. And I used it to make this little honey. Actually, I used it to make two of these. One is sitting down, and then this one is laying down. But this is just to show you that this has foil inside, and I put the clay around it. No cracking, no craziness. However, last week, this is what happened. I got lots of cracking. I'm not really too sure why. This is just a plastic bottle, but I didn't put any foil. So I'm like, I don't know what happened here. Whatever happened, it's not good, and the clay is not staying. So we're starting early today because we need to take a look and start over. So first, let me show you what we're going to use this time. I'll be using this oatmeal box to help it hold its shape. Now this time, instead of making it all plain and then trying to build up around, I'm going to do it more like I did the bottles. I'm making the shape, and then I'll just put the clay around. I'm going to cover all of this with foil though. All of this is going to be covered with foil. So let's do that, and then we'll come back for a look. Well friends, I've got us all covered in foil. And then I tape some of the foil down because I don't want any moving. On the inside here, if this works out, I'm going to cover it with probably a cloth or paper. Find some thick paper and line it. So I'm going to put the air dry clay on, and let's see what we look like tomorrow morning. See you then. Hello friends, I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Crafting with Pat and More. In this video, friends, I am doing buddy crafting with my very good friend Janita. She does her buddy crafting from her channel called Janita's Black Folk Well Wishes Arts and Crafts. On Janita's channel, friends, you'll see that she makes beautifully handcrafted items. She also enjoys doing puzzles, doing tier trays, and she's got some very fun open collaborations for you to join in. If you don't know this channel, friends, you need to go over, take a look. Janita also has two other channels. She's got Janita's BF Well Wishes Gardening. That's where she shares her beautiful balcony garden. And then she has Janita BF Grocery Hauls. That's where she shares her grocery hauls and news of the day. Well, friends, if you don't know these channels, like I said before, you need to go over and take a look. I will be putting a link to these channels and the open collaborations that go with each of the channels in the description box. So be for sure you go over, take a look, and make a new friend. Well, friends, I'm always excited to share with you what I've been crafting. As an amateur crafter, sometimes things go good and sometimes they go awry. Well, this week, friends, I had some awry. I need to share with you how our little experiment worked out yesterday. I'll just tell you one thing. It's not dry enough to paint because I started it late in the afternoon. Yeah, so friends, let's turn the camera around and let's take a look at our raccoon. Well, friends, here we are. I took this opportunity to really build up the nose a little bit. I don't think I did a really good job with the ears. They're a little close together, but they'll do. We've got him so he's going to be able to hold something right here. Tail coming around. And I hope that because I'm not able to smooth it out, it'll kind of help me get some texture like in a fur. So there we are. And hopefully we will dry smooth, or as smooth as we are right now, with no cracks, and we'll be able to paint next week. So here we go. We're off into the races again. Now here's the one that didn't work out so good. I think the problem is that I had movement of the bottle that was under there. And this clay, it feels like clay. So normal clay, you should be able to add water and get it to be soft again. So yeah, I'm going to try that out. I'll let you know how that works. Because you don't have to fire this clay, so it should be okay to just, I don't know if it's called reconstituted or what, but yeah. Well, friends, that's all I have for today. Here's our first little raccoon. I've moved our other little raccoon over to a spot to dry, and I hope everything is going to go good there. So, friends, that's all I have for today. So it's time for me to say bye. Oh, I put this here to remind myself to show you. This is the kind of air clay that I'm using this time. Well, friends, that's all I have for today. We'll be on raccoon watch again this week, both in my garden and on the table over there letting it dry. So, yeah. Well, that's all I have for today, my friends. Be for sure you go over and check and see what Janita has going on over there. And, yeah. That's all I have for today. So, I guess it's time for me to say bye. So, bye-bye, friends. Bye. Have a good day.